What's up, YouTube fam? Today we are going over how to remove inquiries from your credit report in as little as 72 hours. So this is the video that you want to watch if you have inquiries that need to come off. All right, so normally you hear me say things don't happen overnight and this is a process and blah, 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 but there are sometimes for certain things that it just, for whatever reason, can happen quickly. And this is one of those times. Now, you're going to want to make sure that you watch to the end of this video because there's something that I want to add in here that is not on this PDF, right? So this is the rapid results inquiry removal process, all right? So, and it doesn't matter how many you have, but for this process, do not put more than 12 to 15, inquiries per letter, okay? Now, do not attempt to remove inquiries that are less than 3 months old. It is not going to work unless they are due to car shopping, okay? So those are the two caveats here, all right? So in this, even when you call the bureaus, you were to tell them that you told the finance manager not to send you to more than 2 places because you don't want more than 2 inquiries on your credit report, all right? And you can follow along with me by looking at the screen. So otherwise, you'll make it more difficult for yourself, but you can try and you might be successful. Now, there are multiple ways to remove inquiries from your credit report, and you can find my regular inquiry removal webinar just by doing a search on my videos. And I've got I've got a total of 700 videos, but there's 530 some odd that are public, okay? So you can just use that little keyword box, type in inquiry, and you can find the other webinar where I give you over 5 different methods, but this is for the 72-hour removal process, okay? And I have personally tried this on individuals, such as family members and all of that kind of stuff, and I even used it on my own when we were mortgage shopping. So this definitely works, all right? So here we go. Step number 1, you're gonna call the creditors, the people who actually pulled your credit report, okay? And you're gonna make a note of the name and the employee ID and the department of the individual that you spoke with, all right, or spoke to. So alert them that you do not recall authorizing the inquiry pull you're seeing on the report, and you can request that they send documentation to your address. And if they don't have the docs on site to remove the inquiry ASAP, as it's obviously hurting your credit, your score, your ability to obtain, whatever, however you want to word it, but this is one of the most important steps, okay? Now, notice you definitely have to make a note of who you spoke with and when, because we're going to be using it in one of the next steps, all right? Okay, so you're going to actually want to echo the language that's in your report, in the letter. So make sure that you actually have your letter written before you make this call. All right, so what you're going to do is notify the rep that you're going to be calling back within 48 hours to follow up on this urgent matter. You have to make this like, dude, this needs to happen like right now, right in this moment. I need your help. I can't move forward, and you're really, really, really affecting my ability to move forward with my financial future, right? Okay, so you're gonna fax the letter to the creditor, attention to the person that you spoke with and their department, or you can actually mail this certified, okay? So step number 2 is you're going to call each bureau, and yes, obviously you can be on the phone on hold for like 3 hours, this, especially right now, obviously with our current circumstances still, but this is a very, 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 very important step. All right, so you're going to call each bureau for the inquiries that you want removed, get, again, the rep, the employee ID, and their department. Then you're going to repeat what you told every creditor that you called and alert the rep that you have faxed or mailed a letter to the creditors disputing and requesting valid proof of the pull being authorized, all right? So then fax 1 letter, let's just make this a little bit bigger. Fax 1 letter to each bureau with all the inquiries, 12 to 15 from over 3 months ago, unless auto pulls, attention the rep you spoke with to and their department. Now, just a caveat here, it's going to be very difficult, especially right now, to get legitimate fax numbers. So you are probably going to have to fax multiple times, okay? So do not allow the bureaus to tell you that they're going to create a dispute or a comment. That is not why you're calling. You're calling for resolution, and don't be afraid to ask for a supervisor, okay? So notify the rep that you're going to be calling back within 48 hours to follow up with this urgent matter preventing you from obtaining credit, okay? So step number 3 is then also dispute online with each bureau. All of these steps, okay? So here's the thing. Normally I tell you do not dispute online, but in this situation, it is okay. Normally I say, hey, you know what, because of section 623 and section 611 with your rights, you do not want to. But with inquiries, this is a little bit different, and specifically with the rapid removal process to get these off within 72 hours, okay? This works. All you have to do is follow it, okay? So you're going to obviously follow up. We just went over it, 48 hours, and most of the time this is going to only take you 48 to 72 hours. Now, the part that I wanted to add in here is you can also submit a CFPB complaint if by the 48th hour when you follow up, this has not been completed and there is not proof. What you're going to do is make this like a life and death situation. You're going to go onto the I believe it's .gov. You're going to submit a complaint against the bureaus and to specifically with whatever creditor or creditors or furnishers they are. And this can actually speed up the process, especially right now when things are moving so slowly and they're taking such a bit longer, okay? So again, you're going to contact the creditors, you're going to contact the bureaus, you're going to get their information, their department, their employee ID. You are going to follow up with them 48 hours later. You're going to make CFPB complaints if they are not gone by that 48th hour. And this is going to work for you if you follow these steps. And obviously 100% of everything doesn't work 100% of the time, but why wouldn't you try this? If there is a possibility to get something off that normally takes 3, 4, 5, 6 months, then obviously it's in your best interest to do this because it can rapidly increase your credit score so that you can move on with whatever it is else that you're trying to get credit-wise, all right? So today we went over the rapid removal process for inquiries in just 72 hours, and I hope this works for you. If it does, post it down in the comments. If you've tried this before, because I did actually put this out originally maybe 6 years ago and kind of fixed it along the way. But if you tried this before and it worked for you, let me know. And that's it. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we will get together a little bit later. And make sure that you check out the links for live letter down in the description if you want to rapidly remove negative items from your credit report and need help, or you can schedule a call with me one-to-one at my740.com. But that is it for today. I hope you have a great day, and subscribe if you have not done so that you don't miss any of this stuff, all right? So I'll see you later. Bye.